Hello students, welcome to this video series of subject MIC. So today's our topic is to find the largest number from a given array or to find the smallest number from a given array of elements. In this particular type of problem statement, a given array in the given array, suppose the array consists of 10 elements, so in the 10 elements we have to find the largest number which is present. Similarly for the smallest number. The course outcome of this video is used different instructions for different addressing modes. Learning of outcome of this video is to write an assembly language program to find the largest number from a given array of elements. Similarly, we will see about how to write the assembly language program to find the smallest number from a given array of elements. POs mapped are PO1, PO4, PO6 and PO7. So in case to find the largest number in the given array, array of elements of different numbers is given. Array, as you all know, array consists of number of elements. So in the given number of elements we have to find the which is the largest number. So we have considered the example of this, like this is an array of 5 elements, memory address. So inside 2050 4 is present, inside 2051 20 is present. So we have to find the largest number inside this array of elements. So which will be the largest number? 4, 20, 1a, 55 or 2b. So which will be the largest number? 55 will be the largest number. So our assembly language program should get the 55 as the largest number, and it should give the similar output in the output screen. So the first step is to draw a flow chart. So consider a flow chart like this, in which we have started with initializing a pointer. Whenever we are using array inside the assembly language program, we have to use a pointer register. So initialize the pointer register. Why we are using the pointer register? Pointer register will point to the current instruction with a current element which is going to be processed. That means if the current index is 0, so 0th element will be present inside the particular register. Similarly, if we have to move to first index, so we will have to increment the pointer. That's why we use pointer register. So pointer register will point to the current element inside the array. So we are initializing the pointer. Similarly, we have to use a counter. Counter means suppose a given array contains 5 elements, so the counter will be of 5. That means 5 times we have to iterate inside that array. Suppose the array size is of 10 elements, so the counter will be 10. Array size is of 20 element, counter will be 20. That means we have to iterate through each of the element inside the array. So whatever the count of array or the size of the array is, that will be the counter size or counter count. So first we have to use the pointer to point to the current index of the array element, and next we will have to use the counter. The counter will tell how many times we have to iterate through the array. In the next step we have to initialize the base pointer. So base pointer means it will point to the first element of the array. Now next we have to consider or to make a decision, is the number is greater than max. If the number inside our array is greater than the max number, what will be the max number? The current number. If the current number is greater than the max value, then we have to save the number because we have to find the largest number. Then so in this case first element is iterated. Now move to the next element. Suppose the array consists of 5 elements, so we are now in the first element, so we have to check all the 5 elements. So we have to increase the pointer by 1, so we are incrementing the pointer. Similarly, one element is completed, one iteration is completed, therefore we have to decrement the counter. So two simultaneous steps we have to take. First, we have to go to the next element, therefore we are incrementing the pointer. Similarly, one element is already completed inside the total size of the array, therefore we have to decrement the counter. So increment pointer and decrement the counter. Now we have to check whether the counter has become 0. Counter has become 0 means all the elements have been iterated, all the elements have been checked. If counter is not equals to 0, then we have to follow the same procedure which we have did for the first element. That is, we have to check whether the number is greater than the max. If the number is greater than, then save the number. Same case, next move to the next element with incrementing the pointer, decrement the counter, check whether counter is 0. So whenever the fifth element inside the array, if we are taking the array size as 5, whenever the fifth element is completed, a counter will become 0. If counter becomes 0, that is yes, we will store the result in the max variable, or we will store the result in the given variable which we have taken and then display the result. So this will be the flowchart for finding the largest number. For smallest number, what will be the case? Inside the first decision statement, we have to check whether the number is less than minimum. All the remaining logic will be same. So first we will see the assembly language program for largest number. So in the next step, we have to write our assembly language program. So in the assembly language program, we have two segments. One is data segment and code segment. Data segment will store the data for the current program, and code segment will contain the logic for the current program. So what will be the inside data segment? Data segment will contain the data. So what is the data? Given data is the array of elements. So inside the data segment, we have used a variable, that is array, and all the elements are of 8 bit, therefore we have used the data type as db. Db means defined byte. So all the elements inside this array variable will be of 8 bit. So total 10 elements we have taken. Next variable we have taken as largest, so we will store the largest number inside this variable, that is largest. So initialized it with 0 0, that means now it contains 0 0. After the execution of the program, it will contain the largest element inside the given array. So our data segment is over. This is the required data we want inside our program. So now coming to the code segment. So the code segment, first lines are same, that is assume CS code, DS as data, move AX comma data, move DS comma AX. These are used for initialization of the data segment. That means the data inside the data segment will now come inside our code segment. Now we can use that data inside our code segment. So next we have taken the counter. What we have taken the counter as? Move CX. C register is always used as a counter register. So we have taken CX equals to 10. CX equals to 10H. 10H means total 10 elements are there inside our array. Next we will initialize the pointer. So initialize the pointer with the help of SI register. So move SI comma offset of array. Offset of array means the current index of the array. So current index of the array will always started with 0th index. So the current index of the array will be moved inside the SI register. Index will be moved. Next we have taken move AL comma in bracket of SI. In bracket means what memory, whatever the SI contains. What does SI contains? SI contains the index. So inside that index, whatever the value is present, that is 0th element is our 15H. Inside the array you can see 0th index contains the value 15H. So 15H, 15 will be moved inside our AL register. Next we have to increment the SI. That means SI will now point to 45H. Increment means incrementing by 1. The offset address will be incremented by 1. So now the current index of SI is 0. By incrementing the SI it will become 1. 0 plus 1 equals to 1. So the first index contains 45H. 0th index was containing 15H, and by INC-SI we have incremented the index. So now the index is 1. The 1 index contains the element 45H. Next step we will compare AL with SI. What is inside the AL? AL has 15. AL has 15, and what is inside our SI now? 45. So we will be comparing 45 with 15. So what will be the comparison result? Comparison result will contains 45. Next we are doing JNC. JNC means jump if not carry. Whenever we are using a program to find the largest number, we have to use JNC instruction. This is the most important instruction we have to use inside our program. If the program doesn't consist of JNC, it will be totally wrong program. So JNC means jump if not carry. Jump if not carry means what? That means carry is not generated. Carry is not generated means the number in the source is greater than the number in the destination. That means 45 is greater than 15H. So whenever we compare any two numbers, we subtract the source from the destination. So the source consists of 45, destination that is AL consists of 15. So 45 minus 15 will be 30H. In this case no borrow will be generated. So for borrow we don't have any flag, so we use the carry flag. So no carry will be generated. So if the carry is not generated, that means jump if not carry. So jump if not carry, that means if the carry is not generated, we have to go to next. So what does the next contains? We have to decrement our counter. So the counter will be decremented by 1. Counter will be decremented by 1. That means the processing of these two elements is complete. Next we will check whether the total elements in the arrays have been completed. That means J and Z. Jump if not 0. That means array elements are completed or not. Not 0 means the array elements have not been completed. So J and Z up. Up means it will move to the X. So it will go to the up label. So the up label consists of INC-SI. That means we will use now the second index. Second index consists of 08H. So 08H will be compared with 45H. So similarly, this will perform the execution of all the 10 elements and store the largest number inside our largest variable. So the AL at the last step will contain 78H, and it will be moved into the largest variable. So in case of largest number from a given array of element, always use JNC instruction. The same program as it is used for the smallest number. So what we have to do in the smallest number, we have to use JC instruction instead of JNC. Remaining program will be completely same. Instead of JNC, in case of smallest number, we have to use the JC instruction. JC means jump if carry. That means carry is generated. That means the source number is smaller than the destination number. We have to find the smallest. Then in that case we have to use JC. In case of largest we have to use JNC. So the same case is applied here. We contain, suppose a array contains 5 elements. In that we have to find the smallest element, that is 04H. So the output should be 04, not 05. So here also we have taken the same flowchart, but inside the condition we have given that the number is less than minimum. In case of largest we have taken number is greater than max. Remaining logic is all the same. Same data segment consists of 10 elements, largest variable, code segment, same initialization, same we have used the pointer, move the pointer element into AL register, increment SI, compare, but here we have used JC instruction. JC means jump if carry. That means the source number is smaller than the destination number. Remaining logic will be same as it is. So important MSBT, this out of these two program, one is always mandatory in the MSBT exam. That means one example always comes inside the MSBT question paper, whether we have to find the smallest number or we have to find the largest number in a given array of elements. If they have mentioned to draw the flowchart, then we have to draw the flowchart, else only we have to write the logic of the program, that is our assembly language program. So we have learned today about how to find the largest number from a given array. Similarly, how to find the smallest number from a given array of elements. So thanks for watching the video. In the next